Hi, my name is Trey Thompson.
And I'm Kirkpatrick. This is our school development project, Reagan Middle School.
The name of our school, Reagan Middle School, comes from our namesake, the United States 40th President, Ronald Reagan.
Our school location is in, Reagan Middle School's location is in Reagantown, Kansas. Reagantown is a rural town comprised of farm families, business owners, and many migrant workers.
The grades that our school serves is 7th and 8th graders. It is a traditional public middle school.
We have 400 total students, 200 each grade. Our demographics are 53% white, 13% Hispanic, 15% African American, and 19% other.
The school year runs from August to May. The teachers are contracted for 185 days, and 175 of those days are contact with students. The remaining days will be in-service professional development days.
The school day starts at 8 a.m. and goes till 3 p.m. On the second and fourth Thursday of the month, we start at 9 a.m. and we have what's called late start days. These days are for PLCs, professional learning, etc.
The school's vision. Reagan Middle School will become and remain a model school of high achievement and high performance by equipping learners to succeed in the 21st century.
Our mission, Reagan Middle School, fosters a positive, creative, educational community with a focus on academic and lifelong learning.
Our core beliefs, there are several. We'll let you guys read through those.
Yeah. A couple that we think are key here: learning is a lifelong process. Since we live in a culturally diverse town and district, it's a fundamental to educational life, and the school should promote good citizenship in an environment that meets basic needs and is free from humiliation and intimidation. For our recruitment, Trey and I took a lot of what we learned in class from Sorensen and Goldsmith and from Dr. Clagg. For recruitment, we're going to do Kansas Education Employment Board website, as well as our district website. We're going to attend college and university job fairs, and we really like the idea of forming and starting our own district job fair. Social media will be used as well, and news outlets, newspaper, radio, and our local TV station. Hiring, again, we took a lot of what we learned in class from Dr. Clagg and from Sorensen and Goldsmith. We're going to, this is from the textbook, interview potential candidates for position openings, conduct criminal and history reference checks, select the most qualified applicant, issue a position offer to the best applicant, receive a position acceptance from the applicant, and notify the unsuccessful applicants by phone or email or in writing. Interview process, again, we got that from Dr. Clagg. To retain teachers, and we went into more detail in our paper, but we really liked what Dr. Clagg and Dr. Burke said. We're going to introduce them to the new staff. We're going to introduce them to principal and try and build those relationships between the new staff member and the actual staff that we already have. Our summative and formative evaluation tools. Our teacher evaluation is something that we created in cooperation with Greenbush, and we also formed a committee to help create this. It was from teachers from all the buildings and administrators. It has 4 domains: planning and assessment, the classroom environment, instruction, and professional responsibilities. Teachers are scored on a scale from 1 through 4, basic, proficient, and distinguished, and of course unsatisfactory. We also have a walkthrough tool that the principal can fill out as they go around the classrooms. This is a sample of what our evaluation tool looks like. This is communication with students who have expectations for learning, directions and procedures, explanations of content, use of oral and written language, and then there's some further descriptions for each part of the rubric. This is a sample of this isn't the whole walkthrough tool, this is a sample. The principal will go in, or Trey and I would go in, and we would click, and basically it's just a fill in the blank type thing. Strategies, we have multiple learning styles, and you can click the different learning styles you observe. Marzano's instructional strategies are here. We have reinforcing negative and corrective, positive and negative behavior, how many times the principal sees that. And then we go various other things, as well as like engagement.
Our policy for tenure and advancement, we do have a fair dismissal clause. A teacher with at least 3 years of teaching experience within the district shall not be terminated without just cause. We do observe due process. We are one of the highest starting salaries in the area, and we have the best step and column advancement for experienced teachers. And we also have a cost share program for teachers seeking their master's degree. This would be an example of our Reagan Middle School budget. You can see we kind of simplified it. There are several different components to each different line item here, but we wanted to make it as simple as possible. Local business partnerships. Every month, Reagan Middle School hosts what we call CNN, Coffee, News, and Networking. And that's where we invite local businessmen and women, community members, different community groups to breakfast and coffee. And it's just a chance for them to come in and see the school and get to know one another. We also have several parent and family involvement opportunities. We host a parent-teacher in-service and open house and several other things like that. IDEA 504 and SIT team. Individuals with Disabilities Education Act. We provide each student with a free and appropriate public education. We also use 504 plans. We use these to implement different modifications and accommodations for students that don't qualify for SPED services. Our multicultural inclusion and accommodation. We have a full-time ESL teacher. We also have several teachers who have earned their ESOL endorsements through a local university. They took a plan of study, and the district actually paid for their certification test. The school-wide behavior plan. That's you.
Okay. Staff and administration collaborate regularly on new rules and procedures we'd like to see implemented in the following year. You cannot change it during the year because it is a board-approved document, but we always are collaborating and making changes for the next year. Professional learning opportunities for classroom management are important for our teachers. We provide them with as many opportunities as we can. Extracurricular and after-school programs. Some of the athletics we have are football, volleyball, boys and girls basketball, track, baseball, softball, and cheerleading. After-school programs include tutoring, junior honor society, student council, jazz band, and select sounds choir. Okay, curriculum and culture. This is very important in our district since we have such a diverse group of students. But our curriculum is aligned with the KSDE College and Career Ready standards. We use what's called Build Your Own Curriculum, where the teachers will form committees based on subjects, social studies, math, language arts, science, etc. And they will write their curriculum. And it breaks it down into units, breaks it down into topics, and then the teachers are in charge of their own lessons. That is visible to all community members, parents, and students.
Culture and positive school climate kind of go hand in hand. we base our culture and climate on the safe and supportive schools model. As you can see, there are 3 different areas that the safe and supportive schools model covers: engagement, safety, and environment. And under each of those different categories are several components that we as a school feel are important to address in creating a positive school climate.
School improvement plan, through an emphasis on student engagement. RMS students, these are our outcomes. RMS students will outperform the state average in mathematics and English language arts in all subgroups. We implement a multi-tiered system of support for those subject areas. We provide lots of professional learning in-service PLCs for our teachers. We want them constantly improving. We want them to constantly analyze data and use that data to improve their instruction. We use Kagan strategies, accelerated reader, accelerated math. We also implement a lot of things that can be visible on U.S. Department of Education website as well as KSTE website.
Technology and technology support. We are fortunate to be a one-to-one school with iPads to students. Students and staff are trained on a regular basis to improve knowledge of operating functions and educational uses. Support staff. We employ a building tech who handles the day-to-day issues that would not necessarily be something that a common person might understand. We also have a building technology team that's comprised of teachers. They handle the issues that would be easier to come up with a solution for. Today, education faces more challenges than ever before. Issues such as federal and state curriculum requirements, teacher shortages, school discipline, and not to mention budgets. But Reagan Middle School has become and will remain a model school of high achievement with a focus on creating positively contributing members of society through careful planning, procedures, and oversight.
We also included our references, and you can look through those.
Thank you.